Hello everyone, I'm Nizzahon here for the Aether Hub doing another Hour of Devastation draft, and this is an interesting pack. The red cards in it are all really good. Well, not all, but Sand Strangler, Open Fire, and Puncturing Blow are all cards I feel fine about first picking. Sand Strangler asks you to jump through some hoops, but it turns out those hoops aren't that hard to jump through. It's not that hard to get a few deserts. Like if you have 3 or 4, it's usually enough to want to play Sand Strangler. And Open Fire and Puncturing Blow are good, but I think Sand Strangler is better. It just has way more upside, and I think it's what I take here. I don't really like this rare a ton. It's only good if you can play both halves. The Refuse half just is bad. So it's like you're drafting a gold card, and it's not a strong enough gold card that you want to be like taking that risk. I also like Aerial Guide a lot. It's worth noting, but we're going to take the Strangler here. Try to strangle some people. Okay. Here I think we probably take Puncturing Blow. Just stay red. Magmaroth is good, but you have to be in a spells heavy deck to make it work. So I'm not, it's too early to be like, yeah, I can probably make that happen. You basically have to end up in blue-red or it's not going to work out. Puncturing Blow is good, though, so we'll just take it here. No deserts in that pack. I probably wouldn't take them this early anyway, even with Sand Strangler. When there's, other things around that are plenty good. Here's a desert, and it's an okay one. It has some upside, but I don't want to take it this early. Or this one, which I think is just better than this one, too. We could just keep cutting red and take, like, Frontline Devastator. We could also think about taking a white card, like Dauntless Aven. I think those are... Bitterbow Sharpshooters is also quite good. Sort of overperformed so far in this format for me. So I want one of those. I think staying open and taking a red card is probably what I'm going to do. Yeah, we'll do that. We did pass an Open Fire and a Puncturing Blow to our left, so people to our left could conceivably also be red. So that's worth thinking about. Black, green, gold card's pretty good. Sinuous Striker's solid. Blur Blades is okay, but not great. Inferno Jet, basically the same thing. It's nothing special. I'd probably take the Striker. It's probably just, the Obelisk Spider is probably the best card in this pack, but I think Sinuous Striker is probably next. Yeah. Striker it is. Okay. This card's solid, but again, you kind of have to be playing both halves or it's not worth it. Merciless Eternal's not bad. I think I underrated it a little in my set review. I still don't love it, though. So there's no blue or red here, really. I mean, there's an Aven Reedstalker. There is an Oasis Ritualist, which is a pretty good green card. So I'm thinking about taking it. Opens you up to splashing and things like that, which is nice. Reedstalker and Oasis Ritualist aren't that far off from one another, but... So maybe I should take the card that's already in a color I have. Yeah, I guess I will. Okay. There's a Granitic Titan, which is fine, and a Thorn Moloch, which is fine. I'm thinking I'm going to take the Moloch and see if we can make blue-red spells a thing. Granitic Titan's fine, but I like Moloch more. It does seem like blue's probably not going to be open enough, though, so that's what we're thinking about. And both of these green cards are reasonable. Maybe I should start taking green cards. So are both of these black cards. For now, I think we're going to try to stay the course. Take red. We're making it, the people to our left aren't getting any red either, so anymore. They got it early, but they're not getting it now. Ooh, Gilded Ceradon. Okay, well... These two white cards are nuts, but I like Gilded Ceradon, especially when we already have Sand Strangler. So we already have a reason to want deserts. So I think I'm going to take Gilded Ceradon. We don't currently have any deserts, it's worth noting, but I think we're going to get some. I definitely am more motivated to take them now between the Strangler and the Ceradon. Okay, yeah, that's another pretty good white card. I mean, we could definitely move into white, and I don't think that's a terrible idea when you get Oketra's Avenger this late. This isn't very good. This is fine. You cycle it most of the time. Rampaging Hippo's fine, but Oketra's Avenger is the best card in this pack, and we're going to take it. White's sort of trying to beat us over the head that it's open, I think, but we have been stubborn. Our blue cards aren't that great anyway, so giving them up isn't a big deal. Red has seemed open enough since we got a Ceradon as late as we did. So that's good. Okay, well, I was talking about wanting to take deserts. I think at this point we can take one. Mummy, Paramount, and Chandra's Defeat. Ooh, that was nice. Mummy, Paramount, and Chandra's Defeat are both like solid playables, so it's worth thinking about taking them. But I think we want deserts badly enough that I want them more than like a good sideboard card and a solid main board card right now. So Desert of the Fervent it is. Wow, that's a late Hope Tender. I'm going to take that too, and sort of, we may not end up in white at all if we're getting Hope Tender that late. So yeah, we want probably 3 to 4 deserts to feel happy. And generally, you probably need to pick up at least 2 in these packs to really feel good about your deserts, because you don't want to play more than one colorless desert generally, and the third pack is almost all colorless deserts. You do have Cascade bluffs, but it's a filter land, and filtering is, questionable how good that is. Okay, well, Dauntless Haven, I will take. Kenner Eternal is a decent 2-drop too, but I think I like Dauntless Haven a little more. And I guess I'll take Dutiful Servants, although Marauding Bone Slasher and Wretched Camel are both fine. This pushes our desert theme. I'll take Servants since we seem to actually be in that color. Okay, this is a good combat trick. So I think white is definitely open enough. These are all playable white cards that we got pretty late. And like Oketch's Avenger is actually quite good, more than just playable. I'll take another one. We definitely need to end up being a pretty aggressive deck to play 2 Acts of Heroism, but that's what red-white usually does, so. We've got 1 desert. Would be nice to pick up a few more. Nico Bolas. I have to take him because he's worth a bunch of money. So I will. I think I got him. No, it was a draft I recorded for my channel. He's worth so much that there's no reason not to take him, because he's worth basically the cost of an entire draft. And I've gotten him twice already, and this is like my 5th or 6th draft. I'm recording this ahead of time, so that's pretty nuts. I still haven't gotten to draft a Vizier of the Anointed deck, and that's like my favorite card in the format, but that's not what's happened. If this were my first pack, I might be tempted, but I still think I'd have to take Nico Bolas. We could consider trying to make him... We are in one of his colors, at least. It's not like we're green-white or something. So we could try to play him, but we're definitely taking him. If he weren't in this pack, what would I take for this deck? I don't know. This pack's not that good in these colors. There's a decent green card. The blue in this pack is strong. We'd probably just take Dauntless Haven. Lethal Sting's good, too. We'll take Nico Bolas. Maybe we can make it work, but I doubt it. It's a good idea to take cards that are worth money when you're drafting, especially in Magic Online, because it lets you draft even more. So if your budget's a certain amount of money, Nico Bolas just basically made it so I can get more repetitions of drafting this format, because he pays for the whole format. Even if I go 0-2, basically, I can draft again. So it's kind of nuts. Okay, Kenra Scrapper is pretty good. So is Tenacious Hunter, but don't think that's where we're headed. This card's okay, Steadfast Sentinel, but Kenra Scrapper is definitely better. This is a desert, and one I can think about taking, but I think I'm going to take Kenra Scrapper here instead. And that desert could probably help us try to splash Nico Bolas, but I don't think it's super responsible. Like, if the cards really come to us and let us easily splash him, like, say we move into red-black, splashing him won't be that big of a deal, but I don't know if that's going to happen at this point. It's funny because I haven't gotten any of the new gods yet. I think this is the only mythic I've gotten, which, again, you know, isn't something to complain about since he pays for your draft. But, you know, I haven't gotten to play him yet, even though I've drafted him twice. And I'm probably not going to get to play him today. It's possible, but unlikely. Ooh, I like Mirage Mirror. It is, you know, you do have to spend a lot of mana. It's not as good in an aggressive deck as in a control deck, but being whatever the best creature on the battlefield is or whatever permanent is pretty nice. Ronus' Stalwart is great if we were green, but it really does look like red and white are getting cut hard. We see another aerial guide here, so if those aerial guides wheel, moving into blue isn't the worst. I think I'm just going to take Mirage Mirror since I know I'll play it no matter what deck I end up in, I guess. And I like the card a lot. I think it's a bomb, basically. It does, you know, ask you to invest 2 mana every turn, but it's usually going to be worth it, you know, to make a copy of your Gilded Ceradon or make a copy of your opponent's best creature. Even, like, copying Frontline Devastator can be pretty devastating for the opponent. There's another Gilded Ceradon. If I take that, I really need to pick up some deserts. Right now, we're sitting at 1. Supreme Whale's good, so blue continues to be pretty open, so is Unsummon. But we're going to take another Ceradon. We're going to go charging into this desert theme here. Imminent Doom is bad. This is a blue desert. Not really what we want, I don't think. Although white is looking completely gone. So maybe I just take a blue desert over like another Moloch and a Crash Through. Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, we have 2 decent blue cards. I do like our white cards a fair amount, but they're not. We don't have like premium removal in red and white or anything like that. So we could easily move into blue. Especially if those Windrakes, well, not Windrakes, the much better version of Windrakes wheel. Oh, there's Hour of Eternity. Speaking of going into blue, here's 4 deserts, you know, in case you want one. Do I want Hour of Eternity? Pretty nice with like Sand Strangler. We really need some 2-drops if we're not playing red though, white though. But yeah, I think Hour of Eternity is fine. You do have to have cards in your graveyard, but I think I like it a little more than picking up a 3rd desert right here, so we'll take it. And by the way, we can now try to splash Bolas if we're in blue-red. So we got to pick up some fixing, but we can do it. We're not really an aggro deck anymore if that's what we're doing, but Hostile Desert, huh? I do have 2 cycling lands, so it will occasionally do something, and it is a desert, which matters to us. Gives me a 3rd desert, which makes me feel good about what we have going on here. Mummy Paramount if we're still in white, but I think I'm going to take the Hostile Desert here. Wow, Hour of Revelation. What's going on here? I think I'm going to take it. Not sure I'll play it. Not sure I'm playing white for sure. But I think we take it. It's just very powerful, and we have a bunch of white cards. We could end up still going red-white, which would take us in a more aggressive route, and we wouldn't be able to play this desert. Can we get all the Hour cards? That would be cool. Okay, I guess Cunning Survivor, if we're in blue, is the pick, because yeah, Cursed Hoard's pretty good, incidentally, but yeah, I'll take Cunning Survivor. We do need 2 drops, and it's an okay one. It's nothing special, but... Question is, can we get to the late game? And right now, I would say we don't have the greatest chance of doing that, because we don't have enough like early blockers and enough good removal, really. Okay, here we're going to take Survivor's Encampment. It's a desert, and it helps us splash. The white cards here are fine, but they're not special. You know, I think I would probably take the desert here, even if I was still planning on playing white. Okay, Now I think I take Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. If we're a deck that's going to try to cast Nicol Bolas, and we do have one piece of fixing now, I think having Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs is a good plan. It can also, you know, be an alternate win condition because once you have deserts, it does damage. Okay, we'll take Proven Combatant. We might even play it because we're desperate for low drops. Wow, Manifestation, huh? Well, we'll take a Tragic Lesson here. And another Proven Combatant, which I'm not very excited about, but I will play. So this probably isn't going to be very good. Never to Return. Come on, why would you do that to me? So we could take Cryptic Serpent. I mean, we're in the color pair for it, so it sort of feels like we should be able to play Cryptic Serpent. We're in the blue-red deck, but we don't actually have that many instants and sorceries. We have 5 right now. And I'm not even sure I'm playing all of them. So, might just be better to take Electrify. Yeah, it's probably just better to take Electrify. This is the best card in the pack. Followed probably by the Serpent, but I mean, I guess I could focus on instants and sorceries in this pack, and that would make the Serpent a lot better. And we need instants and sorceries that let us interact with our opponent's board. Okay, I convinced myself. Let's do it. Let's do it. Magma Spray. Sure, that's an instant or sorcery, and a good one, so we'll take it. The white here is really good between these two cards, that's for sure. Will I play Bolas with only one piece of fixing? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think I'm brave enough for that. Wish you were Evolving Wilds. I like this desert, but I think we've sort of reached our quota on how many deserts we want that produce colorless mana. So I don't really want to take another one. I'll probably just take this Shimmer Scale Drake. Cycles early and in the late game, you know, it's a creature. I like it more than Illusory Wrappings. Yeah. Where are instances and sorceries? Where are they? I mean, if we're splashing black, I guess the Javelineer is good. Brute Strength is not going to be great in our deck the way it's coming together. I guess it is an instant or sorcery, so there's that, but it's probably just what I take here because the other cards in this pack are so underwhelming. Reduced to Rubble is unfortunately not very good, even though it's in our color pair. So, Brute Strength it is. Another Magma Spray, that's kind of surprising. I will happily take another Magma Spray, though. 2 Ceradons, which this is definitely more of an aggressive card, but it can kind of just be a win condition if you're not a super aggressive deck, which our deck has, I think in the end, is not going to be a super aggressive one. If I pick up an Evolving Wilds, I'll play Bolas, and then we can have some fun here. 3rd Magma Spray. There's also an Evolving Wilds. Oh, God. I think it's probably more responsible to take Magma Spray. I know I said what I just said. I didn't say I'd take it over anything. Magma Spray is one of the best cards in this format, like period, at any rarity, because there's so many powerful little creatures. And having 3 Magma Sprays is going to go a long way to making it so we can win the game in the late game. And I would love to get an Evolving Wilds, but I think you got to go for Magma Spray number 3. I'm sorry. It's just too efficient. It deals with creatures with Eternalize and such permanently. I just like it too much to pass it up there. It also makes our Cryptic Serpent better. We may have gotten to a place where we actually want to play Thorn Moloch. I'm not sure, though. We now have a lot of instants and sorceries. If I don't play Bolas, I'll probably play Survivor's Encampment over Hostile Desert. Maybe, anyway. Okay, Hieroglyphic Illumination I think is fine. I like it more than the Ceradon in this case. We only have 1 Cycling Synergy, and it's not exactly a great one. We are low on 1s and 2s, but having 3 Magma Sprays sort of offsets that. You don't necessarily have to have 1 and 2 drops in these fast formats. What you need is a way to interact with your opponent early in some way or another, and that's what Magma Spray does. Here I guess we take Reduced to Rubble. Sunscorched Desert's bad. And I think we've already got enough deserts. Freaking proven combatant. I don't like having to play that card very much, but it's okay. Tragic Lesson may be getting cut. Probably is, yeah. I think it is. I'm sorry, Nico Bolas. Would have been cool to play you, but I need a dual land or an Evolving Wilds here. So, yeah. Didn't get either gold card in this color pair, which is kind of sad. The Cryptic Drake. We have Cryptic Serpent. Or Bloodwater Entity or whatever it's called. Kind of hoping I still have a shot to pick up like a late something. Doesn't look like I'm going to. Cartouche of Zeal's definitely for a more aggressive deck. We're going to take it, but a late Evolving Wilds is what I would really like. We do have some card draw, which makes like Nico Bolas a little more likely for us to play him because we can try to find our one piece of fixing, but that would be pretty dangerous, I think. This is probably a little better than I thought it was because there's enough looting around and enough, like you end up discarding excess lands in this format often enough that Hostile Desert can, you know, even though I only have 2 deserts that are going to ever throw themselves in the graveyard, lands, I mean, this, you're going to throw other lands in your graveyard from the effects of other cards. We don't have any unless we run Tragic Lesson, but, which we may. If we're not playing Bolas, I think we will. Slitherblade. Okay. Not playing him. These 3 Magma Sprays really make me feel like our deck has a chance. And we definitely have some good late game plays like Cryptic Serpent and Hour of Eternity. Copying Sand Strangler would be great if we have a desert somewhere. Any of our flyers would be pretty nice. Thorn Moloch would be pretty nice. Kenra Scrapper. We have a lot of creatures who are going to be good when they're copied. Well, Forgotten Pharaoh's not so much. But still. Frontline Devastator even. I mean, all our creatures have text on them that will matter. Cunning Survivor, you know, I mean, it can be unblockable sometimes. Well, I'm not going to get what I want, so we're going to take Illusory Wrappings, I think. Probably not playing it. I'll think about setting it in against an opponent who has like huge late game creatures. Sunscorched Desert, sure. Man, why did a Magma Spray have to be in the same pack as that Evolving Wilds? Ruin our fun. Yeah, we're not playing Bolas. Kopesh isn't terrible, but it's definitely more for an aggressive deck. It will trigger our one creature with prowess, but it's not really worth it. So, do we play all 4 of these lands? Maybe. We do need to have... Yeah, we probably end up playing either Illusory Wrappings or Tragic Lesson. In the end here. I think we want 17 lands too, so... I think that's better than Reduced to Rubble too. It's just... hasn't been a very impressive card. I think this does give us removal, so there's that. It's also relatively good against creatures with Eternal Eyes and stuff because it doesn't actually kill them, it just makes them into nothing. And in terms of removal, we have Sand Strangler, Puncturing Blow, and 3 Magma Sprays, which is a decent amount, actually. So do we just want more card draw to try to find one of our like win conditions or a creature in the air? Or removal or whatever. I guess I'm going to go with the card draw. We have a decent amount of removal. I think we do play all 4 of these in the end. We have 3 cards that care about deserts. 4 actually, if we count our Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I'm a little worried about Survivor's Encampment not always being able to produce colored mana, but I think I'm okay with that. And we do have one way of discarding a land, so making Hostile Desert moderately better. We didn't pick up the blue 2-drop who lets you loot when you play instants and sorceries. That would have made Hostile Desert even better. This is probably the best deck, basically. If you get all the ways to loot and rummage, Hostile Desert's pretty happy in this particular deck. So, yeah, definitely sort of a deserty, control-y deck. See how it goes. You know, I don't love the deck because I'm playing Proven Combatants. that's for sure. But I like the rest of the deck for the most part. I would have loved to play Bolas, though. But what are you going to do? So we already have one blue source, one red source, and one that's a source of 2. So sort by color. Okay. We do have, yeah, a triple blue card, an Hour of Eternity. And we only have one double red card, so I think that's probably fine. All right, well, this looks to be our deck. We'll see what kind of damage we can do with it, and I'll see you guys in the first match. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first match in Hour of Devastation draft. We drafted a deck that I'm not like super confident about, but it does have 3 Magma Sprays. That's pretty nice. So we have our Survivor's Encampment. But we can't actually get a creature into play without blue mana. So, do we keep this hand? I don't think we do. I think we can probably afford to send it back. Don't give me something worse, please. Okay, I think this is better. Double Magma Spray will slow down a lot of decks. And I have a Sand Strangler to come down in the latter part of the game. Do I want to draw Mirage Mirror early? Not particularly, no. I don't think I do. I'd rather draw another creature or something. So the question is, do I play my desert or hold on to it to cycle? And I think the answer is that I have to play it in this case because we need the red mana. We have 2 Magma Sprays in our hand. If our opponent plays an X2, we want to be able to kill it. And if we held off on playing that mountain, we wouldn't be able to kill this 2-drop next turn. Well, the desert, rather. We drew the land, so in the end we would have been able to. And it would have comboed with our Hostile Desert, I guess. But that's okay. We're just going to... Playing a mountain there probably would have been better too because I could have just like double Magma Sprayed, but yeah, we're just going to Magma Spray that for sure. Our first Magma Spray victim. Get out of here. All right. And there's a Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. I think we play that and leave red up. Our wall can start blocking and doing 1 damage a turn already because we have a desert in play. How about that? And we can Sand Strangle whatever he plays here. If it can't be Magma Sprayed. I would rather Magma Spray something. Yeah, that can't be Magma Sprayed, so I am going to Sand Strangle it instead. Play this Hostile Desert. Sand Strangler. We have our big Ceradon too, so these 2 desert dwelling beasts may be about to team up here. If we could get that 5th land. Of course, I want to use Sand Strangler's ability. Kind of just realized in Battle for Zendikar block they had Wasteland Strangler, which was sort of like very similar to this card, except it was an Eldrazi and it used a card from Exile, and it gave something -3/-3 instead of doing 3 damage, which, you know, is a little more typical. All right, well. I wonder if that means our opponent has, like, the sun free, the card that does 3 to all creatures, something of the suns. I can't remember what it's called, though, obviously. So, okay, well, there is our Gilded Ceradon. I say we play it and get ready to wreak some havoc here, hopefully, next turn. Our deck's kind of supposed to be a control deck, and it's sort of playing like one, but... We've got a pretty good board right now. And we still have a Magma Spray to use. If we draw our big Hour of whatever it's called, Survivor's Encampment, gives us 2 blue right now. We don't have the 3 blue that we really want. Yeah, we have 3 cards in play that care about deserts, so that's kind of fun. All right. Another land. So now we do have the 3 blue that we want, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, do I really need to be drawing lands? Right. There's a really good chance our opponent has something in their hand to interact with me here. But I think we still go for it. I'm going to make that unable to block. Getting back either of these, if they die with our Hour of whatever, the blue Hour, will be pretty good. But, oh, no, they're just taking it. That means they're flooding out, I guess. Which is what we're doing too, but we have a much better board. I will play this land and end my turn. Maybe he's about to play... Yeah, now he's going to play something. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. He's going to use Earth on his turn and just blow up my whole board. Didn't really see that coming. Okay. Fun. Yeah, he can do 4 to everything. Has to kill his spider too, at least, but it's going to kill all of my creatures, which is not good news, obviously. We do get to do 1 damage. And our opponent's tapped out, so if we can just draw a critter here. I would love to draw a creature here of any kind. It's not a creature, but it can help us find one. I think just casting it here is probably the plan. Yeah, we're just going to cast Hieroglyphic Illumination. Okay, well, there's Hour of Eternity. So getting back these two, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we draw 1 more mana, is pretty good because we get the Strangler trigger again, and then we'll get the Ceradon. We probably don't want the Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. It'll be a 4/4 defender, so not so good. Oh, we actually have to play a creature first, too, for the 3rd blue. I forgot about that. So we're not in, like, awesome shape. We're in okay shape, though. Okay, so now we're going to play Cunning Survivor. We have to deal with this giant hippo somehow or another. And we're going to play Frontline Devastator. I'm just going to take 5 from this hippo if it swings at me. And it does. Board sweeper, man. Okay, Oasis Ritualist. It's fine with me. Don't play anything else, though. Come on. We can Magma Spray. Oh, no, we can't, because he has the cards in his hand. Darn it. Can't Sand Strangle anything right now, either. Worth noting. Okay. So, still need 1 more land if we want to really get there an Hour of Eternity. We could use it to get back the Ceradon, which would put a lot of pressure on our opponent. Let's attack with our Frontline Devastator first and see what happens. We're probably going to use Magma Spray on our opponent's draw phase when they have 2 cards in their hand and hope it can kill the Thresher Lizard. And then leave man up for Aven Reed Stalker. I think that's the plan. Obviously, he can pump to kill either of them and also do 2 to our opponent. So that's what we're going to do here. Actually, if he just blocks like that, it'll survive, which is even better. If he blocks with the Thresher Lizard, they both die at least. Yeah. In which case, we don't have our Magma Spray plan, but that's okay. We will pump it up to 4, drop our opponent to 8. And hold on to our Reed Stalker here and end the turn. Don't have a land in our graveyard, unfortunately. Can't get our opponent with Hostile Desert. If he attacked with the Ritualist, I would have blocked it, but I'm just going to take the the Hippo. Okay, well, we're going to flash in our friend Aven Reed Stalker. Okay, I wish you didn't have Trample, you darn Hippo, because Proven Combatant would actually be okay against that. So I'm going to attack with both of these. Yeah. Well, there's some value in being able to block the Ritualist, I guess. So yeah, we'll just attack with the Reed Stalker. If I want to cast Hour of Eternity, I would have to tap my creature. And I think that is what I'm going to do. We have to put lethal on the board here. Yeah, so we're just going to do Hour of Eternity. It's not going to be the best because we can only do it for one creature. We haven't been able to draw that land, the other land we really wanted. Oh, we actually only have to tap 5. So I could get the creature and then also play Proven Combatant. Oh, no, I couldn't. No, I can't. Because I have to use all my blue mana for Hour of Eternity. Yeah. Still have Magma Spray, so there's that. So yeah, I think I just grabbed Gilded Ceradon here. I wish Sand Strangler could kill something right now, but it can't. And I'll end my turn. So this makes it so my opponent has to play multiple blockers to survive, which they could very well do. Or just cast Over freaking Come. Does that just kill me? Not quite. But it gets pretty darn close. I have to block something, and I guess blocking... Oh yeah, I'll block this and take 7. Okay. Stupid Ceradon. Letting me down. Ugh. It's freaking trample, huh? Okay. I'm going to play Sinuous Striker. And Proven Combatant. We're not quite dead here because we can just block him with everything. The Hippo. And it'll die, and we'll go to 1 if our opponent doesn't have a trick or something up their sleeve. That does mean we have to leave our Reed Stalker back, though, to survive another turn. Okay, you need another big creature, really? That doesn't seem necessary. No attacks. Okay. I'm cool with that. Maybe it has another Overcome. Oh, God. Oh, hello, buddy. You are quite large. And how much do you cost right now? Like 3? 4. Okay. Cryptic Serpent it is. And I'm going to attack in the air now. Drops our opponent to 4. And I will end the turn. I need to draw a card with cycling. Just to end the game next turn. If our opponent has another Overcome, we're just dead. And they do. Because why not? That's gross. Double Overcome deck is not really what you want to go up against. And there's like no way for me to stop. 3 is going to get through no matter what. Because that is 11... 17 damage, and I only have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 toughness. So we lose that one to an ugly double overwhelm, which is was not fun. Do we want illusory wrappings? Could cut like brute strength. That doesn't really seem. This can at least turn one of those big creatures into nothing, basically. Yeah, I think this is good. I think this will work. Double Overwhelm. Really? Alright, we would like to play first. And this hand's solid. I'll keep it. Gonna have to play another desert tapped when we have freaking Hostile Desert in our hand, so that's a little annoying, but it's okay. It's all good. So our opponent's deck is very good. They have 2 Overcomes and a Heaven and Earth, which is pretty gross. I think I'm actually going to play the Combatant here. I'll play the wall next turn maybe. I might also just play Mirage Mirror so I can get that online when there's not a huge amount of pressure. Okay, well there's a little bit of pressure, but not like my Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs can block it anyway. Alright, well, let's play Thorned Moloch and in the turn. Yeah, this thing just makes Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs very sad. I'm assuming he's going to exert it, at which point I will block it with my Moloch. Kenra Scrapper. Yep, so we're going to take 3. Feels good. Okay, another island. I think I'm going to play my Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs now. And in my turn, this thing, both of these creatures are so gross with tricks just because I have to double block this one to kill it because it has Menace, and if my opponent then has a trick, it just blows me out completely. So I'm hoping that's not what they have. Good news is I do have Hour of Eternity to get them back if I want to. They're not the sexiest things to get back, but they're fine. Feral Prowler, okay. Well, with 1 red mana up, I feel I would have felt fine double blocking. Okay, Mirage Mirror seems reasonable to play here. I could also play Illusory Wrappings. It can still exert itself incidentally if I put Illusory Wrappings on it, but it will be a 1. Oh no, it gets +2/+0, so it'll be a 3/2, which is still pretty good. This might be better to put Illusory Wrappings on because it'll be a 1. When it exerts itself, it'll be a 1/3, which is easier to block. Well, except it's not because I can't block it because it's exerting itself. I won't be able to block it. So I think I'm just going to play my Mirror here so that I can start using its shenanigans. I don't think I attack, even though my Moloch can attack pretty well since it has prowess and it has first strike when it attacks, but don't think it was the best attack. So our Mirror we'll be able to use to make, it can make copies of anything at instant speed, pretty much anything. Worth noting that if you try to copy something like an Illusory Wrappings, it'll just go to the graveyard, so don't try anything like that because it'll technically be an aura with no target once it becomes a copy. So you can't copy auras with it. You can, technically. You technically can, it just won't be very good. It'll just go to your graveyard. But you can copy creatures and whatever you want to copy. Yeah, I can't do anything about you yet. What I need to do is have an instant so I can make this into a 3/3 and just laugh at him, but we're not there. Everything we have that triggers prowess so far is sorcery speed. All right, we're gonna do this. And okay, we do a land. I think we just play our Ceradon. He's big. I can make a copy of him with Mirage Mirror, which is pretty cool. And have 2 creatures that make my opponent's creatures unable to block. So that would be cool. But we're done with our turn. All right, nothing. Well, we're gonna do something. Feel the pain. Okay, well, I think we do want to copy it with Mirage Mirror. Yeah, we're we're going to do it. Get a little aggressive here. Could also do it on defense, of course, but this seems a little better to me. My opponent may have the board clearer again, so we're going to make you unable to block, and we're going to make... I'm actually going to make the Prowler unable to block, so that if he blocks, he has to give up his Kenra Scrapper. Probably just going to take 8, though. Kind of what it feels like. 8 to the dome. I was going to block. Do you have a trick, too? Fun thing is, I can use this to make a copy again. So, yeah, that works out. That works for me. And we're also going to play another Proven Combatant. Okay, Deem-worthying. Oh. Yeah, I can't do anything to stop that. We can get him back with Hour of Eternity, so that's good. Now I can't make a copy, though, until I get it back with Hour of Eternity, which is probably what I'll be doing on my turn. Also make this a 3/3 with first strike. Get Bitterbow, Sharpshooters. Sure. I wish I could trade with something somehow, but I can't. Because then I could, if I draw another land, oh no, I would need 2 more lands. So we're gonna take 3. Yeah, maybe I need to put illusory wrappings on that thing. Just slow it down. If my opponent has to exert it and all it's doing is like 1 damage, that sounds pretty good to me. Opponent could easily have Overwhelm again, because we know they have 2, and Overwhelm will just kill us. I think wrappings on Bitterbow Sharpshooter is probably going to be better. So, I think that's what we're going to do here. Slows things down for us here. I can make a copy of my Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs and ping my opponent for 2 at the end of their turn. Cycling this isn't bad when you have Hour of Eternity in your hand, incidentally. I mean, it's never bad, but it gets better when you have Hour of Eternity and you can just bring it back. Overwhelm. No, F Crop Entangler. Okay. Works for me. Right, so we are going to make a copy of our Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. And we're going to go boom, boom, drop our opponent to 10, 11, I mean. God, we have to kill them so badly before they draw Overwhelm, because Overwhelm is, well, going to overwhelm us. Don't have double red. Would be nice. Would certainly be nice. So the problem I have right now, I mean, I guess I just play Shimmer Skilldrake. Yeah, that's what I do. I wish I could cast it and have mana up for my mirror, but I just can't. So if we're about to eat an Overwhelm, we're just dead. We're so dead. Our Proven Combatants are so bad against Overwhelm. I don't know why they had to print Overwhelm. If I had it, I'd be happy, of course. The times when I've drafted it, even when I had a good deck, it hasn't really... I've drawn it like when my board was empty, and then can't draw it when it's like the card I need to win the game. Okay, just a Hippo. I can handle that. I can make copies of his Hippo with my mirror, so it's not too bad. All right, drop our opponent to 10. And... okay. Not red mana. Do I just get back Gilded Ceradon for 4, or do I leave this up so I can do Mirage Mirror things? I probably leave it up so I can do Mirage Mirror things. I think that's the plan. This has Reach, so there's that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play Cunning Survivor. And in my turn. This still has reach too, by the way. It just won't kill it or anything. Neither will the spider, I guess. The problem is that our opponent has 2 overwhelms, and it's going to show up at some point. We've been kind of lucky so far. Bring the pain. I would probably actually copy their hippo and eat one of their other creatures with it, and I don't know. We'll just have to see. The thing is, if I do use Gilded Ceradon, the next turn I can have 2 Ceradons attacking, but now my opponent's board is so wide that, like, that's not going to be a huge deal. I do not want to see Overwhelm. Okay, well, we're going to do this silly thing again. Okay, now we can use Puncturing Blow. I think we use it on the Devastator. You guys are pretty useless, so make some red mana. We could also use it on the Spider, but no, I think killing the Devastator is going to have a better shot at keeping us alive. So that's gone, and we end our turn. Our plan right now is Mirage Mirroring Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs until our opponent's dead. It's not the most exciting plan, but the thing that's nice about the mirror is having it means my opponent has a rough time attacking right now because I can just copy the hippo and eat all of his other creatures. I can also, next turn, at some point I can make 2 flyers, but making 2 of these and then cycling something could end up winning us a game. I could see that happening. Because it's 4 unblockable damage. Ugh. I hate cards like that, unless I'm playing them, you know. To be honest, it's just the kind of card that, like, you're playing a real game of Magic here. Like, this game has been very interesting and fun to play, and then your opponent's just like, oh, well, I have Overwhelm, so you're dead. And that is not fun. So I'm pretty sure I can't survive, but I'm going to do some quick math here. I can make a copy of something, so there's that. So our opponent has 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18... plus 7 is 25 damage, and we have 7, 11, 12, 13, 14 toughness, and we can get it all the way up to 20. So we're not actually quite dead, just basically. We will copy this. We're just basically dead, you know. Just basically. And I have to block just the right way, too, to not die. So I definitely want to kill this if I can. Definitely want to hold on to this if I can. And then everyone else, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we just want to pile onto this guy and take 9? That means you don't really need to be blocking there, actually. So 2, 3, 4. How did I think I was doing 7 damage there? What am I smoking? Oh, I was preventing damage there is what I was thinking. I can't actually kill him. Yeah, we just have to prevent the damage, though, or we're dead. So that's what we'll do. We prevent 4, 5, 6... Okay, we don't need to block with all of you. 4, 6, 7. So why don't you come back? Yeah. And we take 9. Oh, no, that's 11. So you all have trample too. I just thought about that. Crap. Can we survive? I guess we can. If we block with this, we go to 1. This tramples for 1. And then we take 7. Oh, no, we actually go to 3. Yeah, all right. Okay, everybody's blocking. We do keep some of our creatures, but... not most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why can I never hit 7 mana for my Hour of Eternity, man? If I could get 2 creatures back right now, it would actually matter. But I can't. And this is also not very cheap right now. It's 6, so I can't play it and leave mana up. So I'm pretty sure I'm dead. But maybe not. I am going to play him. Kind of have to. It's better than getting a dude out of my graveyard anyway. So opponent can attack with 4 creatures. If they have another Overwhelm, obviously we're dead. Ah, open fire for the win. This guy is just a mean person, man. Makes you feel like you have a chance, and then they cast Overwhelm and open fire on back-to-back turns. That was rough. On to the next one. Going into the second match of an Hour of Devastation draft, we lost our first one, unfortunately, but this is an alright hand. It's not a great one. In general, I don't think this deck turned out great, as I mentioned during the draft and during the last match, before losing even. I also don't know why I didn't play my island there. Too distracted. No, I mean, having it so the land is untapped kind of matters, but it probably still would have been better to play my Proven Combatant on turn 1 like I should have, you know. But, yeah. It definitely would have been better. Who am I kidding? But this deck has some fun cards in it, and it does have a ton of Magma Sprays, which is usually good. I would like to draw one right now, if possible. No. Okay, well, we can't do anything. I think I leave my Combatant back. I probably don't block his guy anyway because of prowess, but maybe it makes my opponent not attack me. I don't know. Our Reed Stalker will come in handy. It definitely will now. Yeah, this card is so good. I've enjoyed it when I've had it. Yeah. Okay, so I think we just leave mana up for Reed Stalker and plan on just flashing it in and eating the Aerial Guide, and our opponent has to use a trick or something to keep that from happening. Okay. Bring the Thunder. See if we're allowed to do this. Could have Supreme Will or something. Oh god, he's got Supreme Will. No, cancel. That's bold. Works pretty nice for our opponent there though. They hit us for 5. And now we don't have any flyers. So that's kind of a problem. The way things stand right now. I'm going to attack with Proven Combatant. I think I play Frontline Devastator and leave mana up to cycle Hieroglyphic Illumination. Yeah, I think that seems reasonable. I'm not usually a fan of playing Cancel just because all it does is counterspell and things aren't always going to happen. But obviously there are times when it works out, and that was one of them. Supreme Will is way better because it can do that. Or it can let you look at the top 4 cards of your library and pick one. So once it's not good, which, oh god. Cartouche of Knowledge. Where's Magma Spray? Where are our 3 Magma Sprays when you need them? This is going to hurt. We go to 8. Is that right? Is that math right? No, 9. A little better. Oh, should have cycled my Illumination. That was stupid. Well, we got to hit a Magma Spray, and we got an okay chance of hitting one in our top 2, so let's reach out for some Magma Sprays. Hey! I knew it. I knew it was possible. Okay. I wish I could have drawn 2, but, you know. I'm going to attack with both, since my opponent's creatures all have flying. It might be better to just Magma Spray now because of prowess. Yeah, let's just do it now. If I have unsummon, I'm going to kill myself, but, you know, they don't, so that's good. I'll end my turn there. This costs 5 right now, which isn't too bad. We are at pretty low life already, though. Thanks to the onslaught of Aerial Guide. Who now drops us to 7. Our poor Reed Stalker, man. I tried to do something. Okay. Probably best to play Cryptic Serpent. Yeah, locking this down is big because it can just... Right now it's almost a fireball because we can do so much damage with it. So it was smart of our opponent to do. Obviously their other choice was this, so... you know. Why does my 2-drop have to need blue mana? Could have played it too. That would have been nice. So opponent can drop us to 5 here. We can swing back for 7. So, I mean, we win the race if nothing else happens here. But chances are something else happens here from our opponent. Who knows, though? Maybe we draw one of our Magma Sprays. And then something happens for us. Wonder if they have a Reed Stalker that they're thinking of flashing in here. No, doing something now. It's a mummy. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. He can give this flying, so he can hit me for 4 this turn, and that's if he doesn't play another zombie. So, we have a very good chance of dying if our opponent has the mummy that they need. We're going to attack with both of these. I guess there's no reason to attack with you anymore. Just kidding. He might just chump. Nope. That means he can probably kill us, if I had to guess. They don't have a creature in their graveyard that will pump it, but I think they probably have one somewhere. We're just going to go ahead and empty out our hand here so that if they can't kill us, we're just going to kill them. Most likely. Anyway. Don't play a zombie. If you play a zombie, I am dead. Okay, it looks like they don't have a zombie, but we might still be dead. I think we are. We can only pump this to a 3, so we can only hit for 6. We would need our card draw spell and then to like or a cycling card or something to... Oh no, we have the dude who likes cycling in our hand. I think our opponent's going to narrowly... He's leaving a blocker back. That's... I guess he can just kill us next turn if... Yeah, that's I guess what he's thinking. He can just kill us next turn. Oh, yes. That's pretty good. We can use it to copy one of his flyers and block it. Namely, probably the Aerial Guide. So we're going to play Mirage Mirror, which will also give us Prowess. Which is nice. And we're going to attack with both of these. The Moloch and the Sinuous Striker. I guess I'm just going to attack with Proven Combatant too. Yeah, we are. What the heck? Okay, impeccable timing. All right, opponent takes 3, goes to 5. I'm going to empty my hand and play this Cunning Survivor, but we do have Mirage Mirror, and we can copy the Aerial Guide. We can also copy things like our Cryptic Serpent, who's tapped down on our turn, but I think we're going to have to just copy it and block the Aerial Guide and go to 1 here. I think that's what we're going to end up having to do. Oh, that's obnoxious. Now we're just dead. No, not quite. I can copy his Aerial Guide, block the Paramount, and go to 1. That sucks. I wish I had another flyer to copy that could survive. But if our opponent attacks with both, there are things I can copy. Oh, no, I keep saying that. I'm going to have to lose my mirror here just to survive, so never mind. I wish I hadn't just played it this turn. I would have copied Fanbear, although I would have needed 4 mana, I guess, so... There's that. No, we want to copy this. This won't have flying if we copy it because it doesn't have flying on the card itself. Last time with this format, I had way better luck drafting on this channel here on the Aether Hub in the early going, and way worse luck over on my channel. This time it's been sort of reversed. And it's not all luck either. I mean, my draft was a little bit of a train wreck on this one. But my point is, my record has been much better on my channel and worse here for some reason. Okay. Those unquenchable thirsts, man. So we go to 1. What does our opponent have? If I draw like a... Oh, I draw a land. Really? 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 We just have to hope for our opponent to screw up here, basically. Oh no, we can only... Yeah, we can hit for 5 exactly. So we just have to hope our opponent's just like, I'm not going to block. It's not going to happen, though. Yeah. That is what I expected. So we are dead. Wish we took those aerial guides we saw earlier. I love that card. I love it so much. It's great. Great, great. Okay, so this isn't that good because it's gonna... His aerial guide is almost still as much of a problem here. Do I want this? No, I don't think so. I don't think we really have a good sideboard. We just gotta... You know, we've almost killed our opponent in like every game we've played, so there's that, but we haven't killed anybody yet, so... I think I'm going to keep this one. The cycling makes it a little more appealing. Cycling plus hostile desert. It looks like that'll actually happen. I'm sure I'll hit red with the help of cycling, so we're not going to play... This time we're not going to play our desert early. We're probably cycling it on turn 2. It seems likely anyway. All right. Yeah, this card, I mean, I was super underwhelmed with it in the set review, and I think it's even worse than I thought it was. So we were short on playables in this draft, though, for reasons that were my own doing. But, yeah. So we're going to attack into this mummy because we don't really... If he wants to trade, we're cool with that. I don't think he wants to, but... Getting in for 1 works for me, too. Yeah. We can Magma Spray it eventually, and then the trigger won't happen, so there's that. I still think we cycle our island away before we cycle Shimmer Scale Drake. Yeah, I think we do. Blue-black, huh? I feel like it was blue-white last time. Oh, crap. Should have cycled. I had, I'm not playing very well either, so I have that to blame myself for. I didn't try to do something at the end of my opponent's end step. I had conceded, not conceded, but passed, basically. Passed all my priority. We drew a mountain anyway, so I may have lucked out there. We're still just going to leave. We don't have anything we can do anyway, so it would have sucked there if we drew like a 3-drop that I should want to play and be able to cycle. But that's not what happened, so... I guess leaving Proven Combatant back isn't the worst because trading with the Mummy and then having 6 mana later to invest for a 4/4 is alright, but... Yeah, I don't know. We do kind of need triple blue for our one card, for that one card that we have. The Hour of... The Blue Hour. I can never remember what its name is, apparently. We're going to take 1 to the face. We are going to cycle... I'm not planning on using Magma Spray, but I guess I'm going to do it this way. Okay. All right. So I'm going to play my Hostile Desert here and see if my opponent sort of blunders into attacking me with like Marauding Bone Slasher. Because that would be nice. I'm just going to pass my turn. I think I decided blocking Festering Mummy when I have no other creatures in play is probably worth it. This is less likely to happen online, but in person, I think it's way more likely that someone forgets about Hostile Desert being a thing. Well, he may not have forgotten. He may have a trick, but I think it's worth trying to make this work. We do lose a land, but that's not the end of the world, right? We also have Magma Spray, so if he's using... Depending on the trick he's using, we may actually be able to... Oh, he did just forget. Awesome. Might still be able to kill it, but I'm okay with that at this point. If he, like... I don't know, it's just another one. We don't have a land to discard anymore, either. We do have a Desert Ceradon, though, who says... What's up? I'm less likely to block the Mummy now because I don't really want my Ceradon to shrink, so I might just chump block the Marauding Bone Slasher instead. That's like the bonus you get with Hostile Desert that makes it a little bit better than it actually is people just overlook it. They're like, oh, it's just some weird colorless desert. Like, most of them are irrelevant, especially in combat, but not that one. It's just like, hey, I'm going to kill you. Okay, so opponent can gain a bunch of life. We have Puncturing Blow in our hand now. I think I'm going to attack with the Ceradon and make Festering Mummy unable to block. I can also just Magma Jet the Mummy, which probably is worth it. Yeah, let's just Magma Spray, that is. Magma Spray the Mummy. Don't have to deal with the -1/-1 counter. And now I can make one of these unable to block, which I think is a lot better. Also makes my opponent use a trick if he has one. And he is doing something. I don't know what. Cancel. Okay. That takes him up to 19. And I think I still attack. Especially now that they're tapped out. I can attack, make Festering Mummy unable to block. And these two obviously can't kill it in combat. I want to make the Festering Mummy unable to block because it can chump and kill my Proven Combatant, which I don't really want to happen. So, yeah. Probably get in for 4, and I do. I have Puncturing Blow, but I don't really want to use it right now. That was an example of where cancel isn't all that good. Like, what my opponent ended up preventing for 3 mana was a 1 mana spell. So in terms of tempo, it's not good. And it wasn't like a game-breaking thing. Like, I still swung for 4 that turn. And that's an example of, you know, how counter magic can just be... It's very inconsistent, basically. Mummy Paramount. I'm not Puncturing Blow something this turn so that I can still swing with both of these. Or I could just play another Desert Ceradon. That might just be better. That probably is better. We're going to attack just with our Shimmer Scale, though. Drop our opponent to 12. And then play another Gilded Ceradon. I guess I'll play this land too. Why not? So we can make 2 creatures unable to block and Puncturing Blow another one. So we can swing for a lot next turn. Yeah. Double Desert Ceradon finally wins us a game. We did it. We're at least going to win a game. So yep, still nothing. Illusory Wrappings is only worth siding in against like our first opponent who had... would be so good if not for all the islands. Who had just like big creatures with very little text on them. But most creatures in this format have a bunch of text. So it's like, cool, you're a 0/2, but you can still do all these other things. We're going to mulligan, I think. Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay, this is moderately better thanks to cycling and such. Having a 1-drop. And we're going to leave the mountain on top. Yeah, we're going to play this Proven Combatant again. Our opponent will let us play first. Interesting. We have 1-drop, 2-drop. I think I'd probably just play the 2-drop instead of like leaving mana up to cycle since I have the 2-drop. If I didn't have the 2-drop, I would cycle, obviously. But we don't have a desert yet this time, so got to get one of those for our dinosaur guy here, except he doesn't really look like a dinosaur. He has a dinosaur-y name, but I don't think he's a creature whose creature type will change to dinosaur anytime soon. Because in Ixalan, we're going to have dinosaurs. And yes, I know it's basically Hearthstone now. I don't know what's going on there. I guess last year Hearthstone had the Cthulhu thing around the same time as Emrakul, and they even had a card called Eldritch Horror, because Eldritch is, it's a real English word. But, oh, there's a desert. So we could cycle and get in for some extra damage. That hardly seems worth it, though. We really need to get to 5 mana, honestly. So I think I'm just going to play this desert. I'm just going to attack with both of these and play a tapped desert. And I might cycle Shimmer Scale Drake. At the end of my opponent's turn, we'll see. I got to keep the pressure on. And then once we play Gilded Ceradon, it'll be a big deal. Okay, so our opponent cycled Oketra's Attendant. Looks like they're stuck on only blue, and they're a 3-color deck, so that's not great for them. Do I cycle? Nope, I guess not. Pass the turn again. So the question here is playing Sand Strangler worth it right now? Just to have a 3/3. It might be. It probably is. But I'd rather wait till I can kill something with it, and our opponent's not putting any pressure on us, so the minute they do play something, we can probably strangle it and continue to just pull ahead in this game. Whereas if I play it now, yeah, I might get in for a little bit of damage, but if my opponent hits their 3rd land and plays like a 2/2 right now, it's going to be, sadly enough to slow us down. We're going to cycle this time and not screw things up. So that's why I think I should hold on to the Strangler. So we're going to cycle our Shimmer Scale, which, maybe we should have done when we were attacking. Got an in for an additional damage. Okay, another Proven Combatant. Do we draw land on our upkeep? Our draw step? No. So we're just going to play our other Proven Combatant. We do have double Desert Ceradon. We have all 3 cards in our deck that are good. The wall's not that good. That do stuff with deserts. And we do have a desert in play. But what we don't have is a 5th land or something to kill with Sand Strangler. And, if our opponent keeps missing on lands, my strategy, my idea about Sand Strangler is going to start looking worse and worse because he would be getting in for 3 every turn. So I just feel like it's more likely my opponent draws a 3rd land and can actually play something on any given turn, than it is that his damage is going to make a difference. And being able to kill the creature is a big deal. But our opponent is horrendously mana screwed, so it looks like we probably won't go 0-2. Okay, well, another creature that I can actually cast is nice. Attack for 3 here. Drop our opponent to 10. Play the Striker. If we get to resolve a Gilded Ceradon before our opponent even has creatures in play, Jace's Defeat, okay. Before our opponent even has creatures in play, that's going to be a big deal. So, can they play something now? Do I get this? Chances are I'll be able to kill it with Sand Strangler, whatever it is. Oh, it's a Manalith. I can't kill that with Sand Strangler. But it's also not a creature. Okay, well, I guess I'm playing Mirage Mirror next. I don't even have the mana to Eternalize right now. This is... It's sad that I haven't been able to kill my opponent despite how badly they've been mana screwed here. They're playing a 3-color deck, and that Manalith, I think, is the first piece of fixing we've seen, so it does happen. Mirage Mirror time, so at least it gives me another attacker. One of these very good ones. Can I Sand Strangle what they play? Yes, so I don't look like an idiot. Good. If they played like a 2/4 there, I would have been like, oh god, they would have been dead to my Sand Strangler. Probably would have countered my Sand Strangler. We know they could counter it. Ooh. Which do we want to kill more, though? Like, I hate both of those cards. Oh, well, that kind of solves that problem. So yeah, we're just going to play Sand Strangler here and kill the Zombie Lord. Our opponent has so many zombies that we don't really want to be dealing with that. Yes, I will use Sand Strangler's ability. Our opponent would be dead, though, if we'd played Sand Strangler as badly as they were screwed. Or at least they'd be at 1. They might not be completely dead, but they'd be at 1. Can't attack through a Fan Bearer. My deck's so good. You don't even know. Using Eternalize with this will be nice. It'll also make this unblockable. So, because I'm discarding a card for the cost, so it'll be 2 unblockable damage. That's something to keep in mind if we get our opponent down to 2-ish. Okay. All right. They have cut our large creature. So it's better for our opponent to leave Fanbearer back right now than it is to attack. To tap one of our guys down. So, let's see what they do here. I could have Eternalized, but I'd rather play the Gilded Ceradon here. Like, it's going to really force my opponent to tap stuff down. I can make copies of it with Mirage Mirror, too, so... yeah. It's pretty great. I could also Magma Spray, of course, but I think playing the Ceradon was better. Since I can make a copy. I could also copy Fanbearer. Not quite as good, though, I don't think. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and copy. We're going to make our opponent stop us here, basically. Yeah. You can tap 1 down, but there's going to be 2 of them. So, oh, you're doing something. No, you're just tapping down the first one? Okay. I think you're dead. I think you are dead. Make Fanbearer unable to block. That's exactly 7. Our opponent could have impeccable timing. Looks like they've got something. They do have impeccable timing. Okay, so they go to 1. So basically, oh no, oh yeah, they killed my guy who would have been the lethal damage. So I'm not going to be able to take advantage the way I wanted to. But I am just going to Magma Spray this. And in my turn. Okay, we got there. Took us 10 turns despite our opponent's slow start, though, so that is not the best sign. On to the final match, though. Maybe we can finish with some prizes. All right, we're going to the final match of an Hour of Devastation draft. We are 1-1. And this is an okay hand. It's not a great one, but I'll keep it. Our proven combatants have just loved us, and they've been really good. That's sarcasm if you didn't see the other matches somehow. They've done damage, but it's not good. I gave it a bad rating in my limited review. I've ended up playing it a couple times because I was like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Because I saw other people say, I saw like LSV say it was like, like a C. I believe I gave it a D- or an F. And I think the Mana Leak gave it like a D or a C-. And I was just like, maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't been impressed so far. It is nice if your opponent happens to play an X1 of their own and you can just trade for it, and then in the late game you have a 6-mana 4/4 out of your graveyard, but, that's a lot to have happen. You have to get to 6 mana, okay, and then you also have to have this trade with something, and there aren't that many X1s around. There are a few. I think I'm going to cycle my desert, my opponent's turn. We seem to have enough lands. I mean, we do want 5 for a Gilded Ceradon, but I think we can make that happen. All right. Since we have so many lands in our deck, I mean, chances are we're going to draw another one before we get to 5. And we did already, see? So I think I want to play... Do I want to play the Moloch more? I feel like it might attack better next turn. Yeah, it probably does. It's going to be harder for our opponent to block anyway. Yeah. Moloch it is. The bad thing is I don't even have stuff to side in for the combatants. Like, I need a decent number of creatures, especially low drops, and I just don't have them if I'm not playing the 2 combatants. I just didn't get enough 2s. God, I want Magma Spray. Give me Magma Spray. I could still try to draw it. And I think I will. Nope. So our opponent's going to ramp into something pretty gross, most likely. We do have two lands in our graveyard for our hostile desert, if that ends up mattering. Would playing Sinuous Striker there have been better? Maybe. Maybe it would have. Alright. We are ending our turn. So our opponent's going to play potentially a 6-drop right now, which isn't awesome. For us, it's awesome for them. All kinds of awesome. And what is it? What you got? Ugh. The Hippo, that was our bane in our first match. That's the other problem. There's so many creatures who have like evasive abilities, and Proven Combatant is just terrible against them. Like if this could chump and then come back for 6, but Trample makes it so bad that it's just like, no. No. Okay. Well, I'm going to play a Gilded Cerodon, not a desert one. And we'll see what happens here. We really needed to be able to kill that Weaver. I mean, our opponent's about to have gotten 4 total mana out of it, which is just too much to allow. Like, if you let your opponent's Weaver of Currents stay in play for 2 turns, you're probably usually going to lose. If they have the right, if they have things to ramp into in their hand. Like if they play a Greater Sandworm right now or Sifter Worm right now, I'm pretty much dead. Because they played them so much earlier than they should have been able to, because they have a Mana Dork who produces 2 mana. Angler Drake, that would make me feel pretty dead, but they don't have double blue. I'm trying to think of other things that cost 6 or 7 in this format that would make me really sad. Okay, well, they're just searching for more lands, so they probably have a splash color. No, they didn't get a splash color, so... Do I double block Rampaging Hippo with my Moloch and my Cerodon? It's a good question. Or do I just try to race my opponent? I'm sure they're kind of thinking the same thing. Do I attack with my Rampaging Hippo? Oh, God. Aerial Guide. So good. I would double block it now because Aerial Guide just came into play, so... Yeah. Well, we do have double Cerodon coming down. That's going to be some serious action. I think I just attack with everything here. And then played Cerodon number 2. This could really help us in a race, though. Like, I can make the Hippo right now unable to block. And he can block that, but I'm hoping he just doesn't. And if he does, I don't really care. He might be afraid of a trick. And I think he should be, because why else would someone attack with their Aerial Drake? I mean, they're Proven Combatant. So this is going to make things complicated for our opponent. They can't be incredibly aggressive in attack, because I now have 2 Gilded Cerodons in play, who, they seem like they've been stuck together. Even though this is an online version of the game, it seems like their sleeves have been sticking together, because I feel like we've gotten 2 of them. Oh, some of the time we've been making copies of it with our mirror, so that it's slightly different. But yeah, our opponent's definitely at low enough life right now that they're like, well, they're still at 20. So if they swing for 7 in the air right now, they're basically dead, because I can make 2 creatures unable to block. So also, if they don't swing, they're taking a lot of damage. So either way, they're kind of in trouble. Looks like he's going for it with just the Hippo, and I'm gonna take it. Still, something like Sifter Worm would just be pretty hard to beat, especially because they would gain life. If they weren't going to gain life off of whatever they're about to do, it's not. I feel like we're in great shape, and it doesn't remove one of my creatures. Those are the caveats we have here. Hexproof. That's kind of a problem. So I still get in for 7 right now, but yeah, Hexproof is messed up. Okay, that might just be game. Forced. No, it's not quite. It's not quite game. Do I want to Magma Spray? I think we want to hit the Aerial Guide because making our opponent giving his creatures flying right now is pretty disgusting. That would make you a 3/3. Hexproof. I feel like we just need to go wider. And then double Ceradon should do a lot of work, most likely. So I'm going to play Cunning Survivor. And I'm going to play Sinuous Striker. Yeah, we would drop our opponent to 2 right now. Which, you know, next turn it'll be a lot more damage. Especially because I'm going to kill one of his blockers. And I think I just do it now before he can use a trick or something to save it. We do lose out on prowess, but that's okay. Hexproof. Come on. Why'd they have to print a common with Hexproof? I mean, maybe it costs 7 mana, but still. I guess we would have actually dropped him to 1 there because of prowess. I wasn't counting prowess. Oh, I love that card, and I'm jealous. My opponent can gain 2 life right now with the help of Weaver of Currents. Oh god, double Weaver of Currents. Why? Why is this what I'm dealing with? Okay, so Ceradon's attack. They make this and this unable to block. My opponent can still block with 3 creatures. So they'll block both of these and probably the Moloch, and they'll take like 5. They will have to lose a lot of creatures in the process if they block. They will kill 1 Ceradon, though, in combat. But it's probably worth it, especially if my Striker dies in combat, because then I can have unblockable damage for a turn. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm doing it. Should have just done it last turn, probably. I guess we don't want you to die, actually. And yeah, we'll attack with Proven Combatant as well. Although it literally dies to everything, so maybe not. You can't block. Where's our Hostile Desert when we really need it, you know? Oh, I didn't attack with both my Ceradons? Oh, I can't click a mouse today for the life of me. You know I meant to do it. That probably just loses us the game now. That's bad. That is really bad. So bad. So bad. Did I mention it was bad? Man. That is frustrating. Okay, well. The problem is now I don't really want to eternalize him. I want to wait till it can give me unblockable damage, but I guess I should just eternalize it. That is some aggressive blocking. Okay, we're going to kill one of those. Everything else survives, though, and our Gilded Buddy dies, too. Because we really screwed up there. Because I can't click a mouse. I'm not good at it. So we're going to do this. We're going to discard the card. And we are going to get a 4/4 who can pump its power up to 6, which is certainly relevant. I do not get the bonus of making this unblockable this turn, but what are you going to do? Can't believe I only attacked with 1 Ceradon. Cannot believe it. I mean, I can. But I'm pretty frustrated by it. Because that would have also made one of the others unable to block, and we would have gotten in for some actual damage there. Benefaction of Ronus. I've never seen someone actually play that card. They're going to get Cartouche of Strength out of the deal, though, so we're just dead. They only get the 1 card, but it's a good one. Yeah, they're just going to Cartouche us for the win here. They'll play the cartouche probably on this, kill our Ceradon or our Sinuous Striker. I mean, I guess it's not a foregone conclusion that I've lost. I do have some things I could draw. But not a ton. I think we do want illusory wrapping now, by the way, because we saw our friend Rampaging Hippo, and it's pretty good against that. But it's not that great against our opponent's other cards. Like, making River Hoopoe into a 0-2 is not really relevant. Our opponent right now can just draw cards at the end of our turn, every turn, by the way. Oh, thank you, Sand Strangler, for existing. Sand Strangler. We're going to kill the Hoopoe. Yeah. Can't believe he... Why didn't he get his Cartouche of Strength? He must have misclicked now, too. Yeah, we're definitely going after the Hoopoe because it's going to get our opponent a win. This says enchantment, doesn't it? Yeah. He went for... Yeah, they misclicked, too. So maybe we have a chance now. Since they didn't get their Cartouche. I'm just going to end my turn. Hostile Desert. Our opponent's, well, I was going to say, our opponent's board is actually narrowed down enough for us to find a way to win this. All right. I'm glad my opponent, you know, I screwed up in my attack and they screwed up on their benefaction of Ronis. So do we want illusory wrappings? Probably not. We can't put it on the 5/5 hexproof. We only saw one creature it's good against, so I guess I've talked myself off of wanting to do that. I haven't gotten to do anything cool with Hour of Eternity. So that would be nice to get to do before we lose or whatever. We could cut Brute Strength, but it actually seems pretty decent against our opponent's larger creatures. And better than illusory wrapping. Because we can make our creature punch through that hexproof, for example. All blue mana, but 2 cards with cycling, but I'm going to be playing one of them for sure. But I think this is still a keep. Yeah, we're on the draw. Got a desert already for our Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. So we're just going to play our desert because we need the mana. And I think we probably play our wall on turn 2, especially if our opponent plays like a 2-drop that we can block with it rather than cycling. God. I've seen that a lot too, and it makes my Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs look like crap. Now we really need red mana. So do I just want to hold off and cycle? I could play my wall, I could play my survivor. I guess we can cycle next turn and hope we hit a mountain if we still don't hit a land. So I am going to play the wall. And in my turn. We are going to take 3. But hopefully we can Magma Spray that in the near future. Yeah, Exert does make Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs pretty bad. It can block some of the Exert creatures even when they exert themselves, but not all of them. Not Ronis' Stalwart. Alright, so we're going to take 3 to the face. Hoping my opponent doesn't do anything else, but it looks like they are. Okay, something else we can kill. Okay, so we can actually draw even more cards now. But I kind of really want that red mana like right this minute. I guess this isn't going to untap for a turn, so I guess I can ease off and just play my Cunning Survivor here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. I can actually block the Devotee with my Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs too, so. So there's that. I have to draw a mountain at some point, right? We're both stuck on one color. And his board is definitely better than mine, so all right. We are going to get him for 1 here, though. Boom. I do think Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs is decent, like in a really controlling deck. This deck isn't quite that. This deck has kind of a mixed identity more than I would certainly like it to have. A second Magma Spray. Okay. Well, think I'm just going to cast Tragic Lesson and hope I hit a freaking mountain. Survivor's Encampment will work. We have to discard something, though, and probably... Might be the Ceradon, honestly, because we're so far away from being able to cast it, but I guess we're not that far. Let's just discard the Moloch. Oh yeah, you're also unblockable. How about that? Let's get in for some damage. So the question is, who do I kill here? I think the answer is Ronus's Stalwart. I think. Worth noting that this can pump guys and make my other Magma Spray bad. And I do have a second Magma Spray, so maybe I just want to hit the Devotee with my first one. I do now have to tap down my Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs, but it's whatever. So let's just kill the Devotee first. Hopefully. Our opponent may have a trick, which would be really ugly for us, but what are you going to do? Looks like they have one, yeah. Oh, just cycling. They're trying to find one. Good. So our opponent's not going to have to exert Ronus's Stalwart this time. So he probably won't. He'll probably just attack us for 2. Gift of Paradise. Great, great. Yeah, have some more mana. Your opponent's deck is good. It's probably my favorite deck in both Triple Amonkhet and this format. Blue-green ramp. Got lots of fun tempo cards, and you actually get to play some of the big monsters in this format, which basically no other deck can really do consistently because it's a relatively fast format. Though it does seem to be slower now than it was at Triple Amonkhet. It's still pretty fast. Okay, we might have to Magma Spray the Weaver now. We probably do. That's probably what we have to kill now. Yeah, I think that's what we have to kill now. Hey, Hour of Eternity. I wish I could just play my Reed Stalker, but I feel like we need to kill this before it gets too crazy, so... I'm actually just going to tap this because I can't block Ronus's Stalwart when it's exerted anyway and cast Magma Spray. I get in for 1 either way, I guess. And I'll end my turn. Gonna go to 12 here. Opponent's probably going to play some big monster here for 7. Maybe it would have been worth killing the Stalwart instead because our opponent just has so much mana without the Vitalist. Oh, it's just an Eternal of Harsh Truths. Oh, good. Aerial Guide plus Eternal of Harsh Truths. That's fun. I could really use a 5th mana here. So I can play my Shimmer Scale Drake and shut that down. 5th land, please. Oh, I can still play my Reed Stalker and block and kill the Aerial Guide, but my opponent's going to draw a card in the meantime, so not super pumped about that. Yeah. Yep. This time we can't even get to 5 mana for Hour of Eternity, much less 7. Yeah, end my turn. And we're going to flash in the Reed Stalker to kill the Aerial Guide. Opponent will get to draw a card in the meantime, though, like I said. Hopefully this time it doesn't get, like, wrecked. I was going to say, you're not attacking with both? That makes sense. Okay. Reed Stalker. Gonna let our opponent draw the card because killing the thing that's enabling flying will make it so it doesn't draw him cards anymore. So there's that. Hope you just drew 2 lands, man. Probably didn't. I wouldn't mind drawing 2 lands. This only costs 4 right now, actually. I could play it. That's probably what I do now. It's just huge on this board. Yeah, that's probably what I do. Another Magma Spray, but I think just playing Cryptic Serpent's probably enough. Can't attack with our flyer, really, but... Yeah, if he attacks with all 3 of these, I'm not in great shape. I guess I would probably just chump block this with my wall and then eat the Bitter Boat. Yeah, I guess I'm okay. Ooh, you're just going to kill something, aren't you? So you can have a 4/4. If not, I'm going to be able to Magma Spray it, so that would be nice. He's trying to decide, yeah, ooh, you're just going to kill your poor Eternal. To do you a card, man. That's brutal. That is brutal. Okay. Well, we definitely have a lot of action in our hands. We just need to draw some more lands, and I think we can pull ahead here. Most likely. There's a land. Okay. That's encouraging. Okay. So I could get back my Moloch, but that's... You know, that's fine, but it's, you know, we'll have prowess. There's that. I think I'm going to attack with Cryptic Serpent and Aven Reed Stalker. Hold up Magma Spray. Won't be able to do anything else this turn if that's what I do, though. So maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I just want to attack with my Serpent and trade for one of these big guys. And then I can play Gilded Ceradon and make one of... Yeah, I think that's what we do. We can also use Magma Spray to kill 2 big guys, which might be worth it. If he also just blocks with 4/4 and 2/2, I can just use Magma Spray and kill them both. So there's a good reason not to use Magma Spray the way I was thinking. Okay, he's just going to take it. That works for me. That does work for me. All right, so we're going to play Gilded Ceradon, the guy who's sort of been the star of our deck, and end our turn. You drew Overwhelmed, didn't you? Well, they've got a chance to. 2 cards deeper. I am happy my opponent used 3 mana for an effect that doesn't put a creature on the board, though, when I have Gilded Ceradon in play. I can tell you that. All right. Bring the pain. If you're going to bring pain, that is. You may not at all. Given the Gilded Ceradon situation. Okay. That's 1 less blocker. Okay, that's interesting. Our opponent almost definitely has a trick. I think I have to chump the 2 big guys. That still leaves me with enough damage on the board to kill my opponent. I'm sure they have another blocker, but I'm kind of hoping it's small enough that I can kill it with Magma Spray. So you're not untapping, so that's nice. But yeah, we're just gonna block. Of course, with Reach Out, maybe it's better to have Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs. Yeah, maybe it is. Doing the 1 damage is nice. Okay. We lose 2 guys. Our opponent is at 11. we're going to drop them to 10. So our opponent may have a card that untaps his guys. Worth noting. It seems almost like a guarantee that that's what they have. Okay, that's interesting. I think I'm going to play Sand Strangler and kill this. And leave mana up for Magma Spray, so that if in response he uses a trick to untap it, I can kill it with Magma Spray. That seems reasonable to me, yeah. So Sand Strangler. All right. Do you use your trick here that's going to untap your guys? Are you just trying to psych me out? Because that's kind of what it feels like now. Okay, well, we're going to go to combat then and try to swing for 10. He still may have a trick that'll untap his guys, but they'll both... this will die if it blocks. Whatever he blocks with is going to die, and then we have Hour of Eternity or Shimmer Skilldrake to back us up, so... Alright, so attack, attack. Make this unable to block. Oh, actually, he'll make it a 6/6, so it could just eat my Ceradon. But that would also drop our opponent to 4. I can get the Ceradon back. Unsummon, okay. That's what you have. Not quite as game-breaking as what I was afraid of. So that's good, I guess. And yeah, we'll end our turn here. I'd probably block with Sand Strangler and Magma Spray, the dude with Reach. That's one fewer blocker. Although, if I lose my Sand Strangler, I no longer have lethal. That's worth mentioning. This game's a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Okay, well, let's see what my opponent does here. Nothing. Okay, so now I think we just kill the Weaver of Currents. Get out of here. We do 1 to our opponent. And how much do you cost these days? 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it better to play a big creature or a creature with flying? That's the question. Could get back my Reed Stalker, which has flying. And then my opponent would basically just be dead because it's a 4/4 flyer. Yeah, well, they have freaking Reach, so never mind. I think just playing a big creature is better, given that. And I think we just pass the turn here because we can't get in for lethal. Our opponent can block enough things to not die. And we're in a good position because our Wall of Forgotten Pharaohs is slowly wearing our opponent down. If we get to just kill our Sand Strangler, like if he attacks too, we can get it back with Hour of Eternity, which is pretty big. Yeah, we won. We went 2-1 with our deck. I did not see that coming. Kind of came together in those last 2 matches. It still wasn't a great deck, but we got, we have great tempo plays like Sand Strangler, and Gilded Ceradon was ridiculous for us, so felt pretty good. We also got that Nicol Bolas, so in the end, I actually managed to break even in what was kind of a train wreck draft, so I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe here to the Aether Hub for more of my drafts, and go over to my channel, Nizzahon Magic, for even more draft videos. Thanks for watching.